In today's Flashback Friday, we're going to be throwing it all the way back to Smackdown vs. Raw 2011. So in this video, we're going to be going through Smackdown vs. Raw 2011, seeing how it aged in 2024, playing through these modes, playing some matches, and everything in between. Let's get into it. Alright, here it is, Smackdown vs. Raw 2011. I think the first thing I always love to do, and you all probably love to do as well, when you log into an old wrestling game for the first time, is just go through the roster and go through the overalls and all that good stuff. So we got Batista, Big Show, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Jericho, and one of the things that people really loved, Cody Rhodes, dashing Cody Rhodes, 81 overall. But the thing a lot of people really love about this game is the graphics. Honestly, the graphics for this game were pretty ahead of its time. Wow, Evan Bourne was at 88 overall in this game. Jack Swagger an 89. John Cena a 95. Keep going through it here. Anyone else standing out? Primo is an 80. But yeah, the graphics were the one thing that a lot of people were really blown away with from this game. This game, graphically, for when it came out in 2010, was definitely ahead of the curve. It felt like it was a really graphically impressive game for 2010, as The Undertaker is the highest overall in the game. And look, you know I'm not going to complain about that. And the Divas, you have to just scroll through. I have some locked, it looks like. We can't even get the Divas on the screen here. Is Michelle McCool. We got Natalia. A lot of the Divas are locked for whatever reason. Beth Phoenix. Not a very deep Divas roster. So one of the big selling points and features of this game is Road to WrestleMania. Now these were story-driven modes, kind of similar to like My Career Now, but about actual superstars, not made-up superstars. But there's cutscenes, the voice actings are pretty solid. I'm not really going to get into them in this video because they're going to be separate videos on the channel here in the near future, but there's 5 different ones that you play through, and they're all pretty intricate. Now, the Rey Mysterio one is definitely, I would say, the most popular from this mode because it is one of the most out there and just crazy stories that's ever taken place in a WWE game, where Rey Mysterio gets in a car accident and he loses his memory, and it is just absolutely insane. It is wild, but it's something that a lot of people remember playing through. It's very memorable. So we're starting here in Story Designer. Now, if you've played Smackdown vs. Raw 2011, particularly back when the game was actually live, you remember Story Designer because you could actually download other people's stories and play through them, and they were just a ton of fun. It was like having an unlimited amount of like Road to WrestleManias that you could just play through at any time that were community created, and they were a lot of fun. They were obviously crazy and outlandish, but they were fun. So let's just kind of go through here. And let's add a scene, and let's just kind of see. I remember this was super clunky. Definitely was super clunky, but let's just kind of try to get a little bit something here. And look at all of these options. I mean, this is crazy, man. Like, think about how little options we have now in universe mode, and this game was made 15 years ago. And look at all of these different options. Show intros, unionizing, pre-match, post-match, GM, someone found, an encounter between superstars, someone joining the commentary booth, the cage going down. I mean, there's so many different options. It's actually crazy that they made so many for a game that's so old, but you could do anything you possibly wanted in this mode. So let's try and put together a little tiny story here just for fun. Alright, so my very limited skills, I just set up a little bit of like a quick story here just to show you guys like how intricate you could get and how many different things you could do with this, man. It's really cool. So week 1 on Raw, Edge gets found knocked out by Christian in the back, and Christian's like, we need help. And you can actually even go in and add text, and you could even use a keyboard to do it as well. So it was really cool. and you could do different camera angles if you like at different times. End of show logo, which is cool. You know, it'd be the end of Raw. And then the next week on Raw, if we go into the next week here, first we have Edge comes out and he cuts a promo. And again, you could add text to this. Edge basically is like, I don't know who attacked me last week, but whoever it is, I'm going to find you, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So again, you can add all of this stuff, which is really cool. You could change his emotion at different angles. Like you can make sure he's angry because he would obviously be angry he got attacked. And you could even see like where he's at. So right now we're at the second part of this. And then he's going to go to the third part here soon. And literally you can change it at different times based on the text. So now he's at the angry part that we set for the next one. If we wanted to make him painful, I guess we could do that. So again, there's so many different things you could do with this. It's really cool. So Edge going to go in and he's going to cut a promo. Then later in the show, Edge is going to be backstage. And he's going to be walking in the parking lot. And oh, he's almost going to get run down by a car. So again, we're doing the old, obviously, who attacked him angle. That's been done in wrestling plenty of times. But one of my favorites that they do. And then the next week on Raw, we're going to have Edge in the ring here. And he's going to be cutting a promo. And again, we could add text to this if we want. Change his demeanor, however we want to do it. And you can even edit the length, all these different things. It really is up to you. There's so much customizable options. And then, oh, from behind, here comes Randy Orton. Now here comes Cody Rhodes and then Christian. So this could be like if these three were forming like a faction or something like that. That would be the angle that this would be taken. So well, all of a sudden, Christian turned on Edge. He's formed a heel faction with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And so Edge is now down in the ring. We could add the end of show logo again if we wanted to, as that would end Raw. And then we'd move on to the next week as there's Edge helplessly laying in the ring. Now we're at the Raw before the Royal Rumble. And this one I actually set up a match because when you do it, you can do scene or you can do match. And when you do match, you can select the competitors. You can select who the user has to play as. So if you want them to play as Edge, you can select if you want someone to run in. So in this case, we might want Christian to run in and try and cause Edge the match. You can put stipulations on it. So Edge has to win the match. You have to play as Edge and win. So it's really cool, man. You could do so many different things. So that would kind of be the Raw before the go home for the Royal Rumble. And then at Royal Rumble, it would be not Edge and Randy Orton, but it would be Edge and Christian. And you could set up whatever type of match you wanted off of that. So like, let's say, for example, here you can see, do we want the user to play as Christian? Let's just say yes, because we want this to be like multiple months. If Christian's going to win this, then they're going to keep going after this. So you have to play as Christian. We can make the match type last man standing. So again, you could just do so many different things. You could even add scenes at pay-per-views, which you can't even do in Universe Mode now. You can do whatever you want. The customized options in this mode are absolutely unlimited. And imagine having this now, where there's so many more creative people out there who can make so many awesome, unique stories that we could play through, but we don't have it. Let's run Undertaker versus John Morrison. One of my favorites from this time period. I always liked John Morrison, always liked his gimmick. I was big on him than most for some reason. So let's run this Inferno match between Undertaker and John Morrison here. So like obviously in 2024, this game doesn't look great compared to WWE 2K24, but this is a very graphically impressive game for the time. I mean, look at this game for 2010, 2011 range, playing on a system that's now 2 generations old on the PS3. It still looks really solid and holds up really, really well. Okay, here we go. Let's light this ring. There it is. Inferno match is officially underway. Now, the one thing that I will say I don't like about this game is the controls are not great. I will say the controls are not perfect. I obviously have not played this game in quite a long time. I can't remember like what you have to do to win this match, like how you get the animation of the Inferno. I think you have to get the degrees up to a certain point and then you can do it, if I remember correctly. So like in this game, you use the right stick to like grapple and do all the grapple moves. I don't like that. I definitely like the controls more now than before. But even notice in this game, there's none of that weird like grapple that WWE 2K24 does, where like every time you want to grapple, you have to lock up first and then go into a grapple move. It just goes right into it. It just looks a lot more smoother than it does, as we are at 500 degrees. And so now we have to figure out how we get him in the Inferno, as it looked like we were going to try right there. But it is set up to 500 degrees at this point. So let's see if we can figure this out. I'm trying to drag him. Maybe we have to drag him over here to the fire. Is that what we have to do? And he pushes us off. Uh-oh, we have our signature, and it's almost at 500 degrees. We might line this up perfectly. Undertaker going for the choke slam on John Morrison. And it's on 500, but we got to hit a tombstone pile driver first. Look how awesome this looks with the fire on the outside. Tombstone pile driver. Okay, let's try and drag him towards the flames here. And is it going to be enough? Throw him to the outside. Oh, his back is on fire. And the match is over. The Undertaker picks up the win. The animation for the fire was a little cheesy at the end, I will say. There was really nothing to that. That was kind of lame, but still really cool overall. Inferno matches are a lot of fun. Obviously, with Undertaker being my favorite of all time, I love a good Inferno match. It looks great, though. Like, look at the flames. Oh, okay, here we go. We got a little more. Okay, I take back what I said about it being lame. He is literally on the outside. Stop, drop, and rolling right now. Okay, we got the fire extinguisher. Good job by the referees in the back to get John Morrison out before he burns like a marshmallow. So you see in the bottom right now, we just started up the match. It says WWE Universe. So that means something in our universe is happening, and it looks like CM Punk is going behind Evan Bourne and attacking him before the match starts. So the music was playing, he was waiting for him, and he came from the other side and attacked him. And now we start the match with a little bit of a finisher. All right, I'm trying to get up here and fight on top of the ladder. Hopefully he doesn't grab it before then. Okay, good. Oh, here comes Sheamus. Sheamus is randomly coming out as we fall off the ladder. What is Sheamus doing out here? He's just standing there. Sheamus, do something. Are you going to help us out or not? As we pull him off, but what is Sheamus doing? He's just standing there. Pick a side, bro. Oh, he's helping us out. Look at this. Sheamus is helping us win. We're reaching for the briefcase. Look at this. Sheamus is literally helping us win for no reason. And we win the ladder match. See, that is what I love about Smackdown vs. Raw 2011. Literally right there. Just the fact that we had the match. Sheamus just randomly came out and helped us for no reason, which clearly would set up a feud between Evan Bourne and Sheamus. CM Punk just won some sort of briefcase, whatever you wanted that to be in your universe mode. This is why I love SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. The universe is so organic. It doesn't really, you don't really have to be as hands-on as you have to be in 2K24. You can really let the game organically book a lot of stuff. So that's all for this episode of Flashback Friday. Keep an eye out for next Friday as we revisit more old wrestling games. It could be another SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 video. Maybe we'll play a Road to WrestleMania all the way through and upload it in one video. Or maybe we'll play another old wrestling game. If you have any suggestions or games you want to see me go through and play, similar to this, where we'll play some gameplay, we'll check out the roster, we'll check out the modes, maybe we'll check out one of the more core specific modes in the game like Road to WrestleMania, let me know in the comment section below as always. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the support, as I always say so much, and I will see you all in the next video.